Okay, so today's daf yomi is Bava Metzia daf kuf aleph. So we're going to start on 101a at the top. The Gemara had discussed that the Mishnah had said that if there was a uh, an olive tree that was washed away by a storm of some sort, and it was replanted in the other person's yard, that they split the profits. It said in our Mishnah, "Shatab nar zeisef v'nesanam atol sedei chavero," that they take the guy's olive tree and plants it in another person's yard. Zelmer artzi gadla. This one says my land is what's growing it, and the other one says no, it's my olive. Zelmer zeisi gadlo yachoku. So we split it. So now on the top of 101a, Ula says, when do we say that they split it? When it was taken with the clump of earth, which was around the olive tree, so it was taken with it, in which case you wouldn't have to wait 3 years for Orla because it was taken with the clump of earth. And when do they split it? Only after 3 years, says Rish Lakish. But within the first 3 years, we have the law of Orla. If you have a tree that's planted within its first 3 years, you can't eat from it. But in this case, since it was taken with the earth, you could eat from it, but that's only the old owner, but the new owner wouldn't have been able to eat from it. The owner of the land wouldn't have been able to eat from it. Everything belongs to the guy who owned the tree because he would have been the only person in any event who could eat from it. Because he said, if you, the owner of the tree, would say to the owner of the field, if you would have planted a new tree within 3 years, would you have been able to eat it? Gemara says, but why? Why doesn't he say back to him? If he's, why doesn't he say back to him? If I would have planted it after 3 years, I could have eaten everything. But hashta tachalt palga badai. But now, why doesn't the owner of the tree said, if I would have planted my own tree if I would plant my own tree and then after 3 years, I would have eaten everything. But now, uh, but now, people keep calling me, so I'm sorry. He said, if I would have planted my own tree, then after 3 years I would have eaten everything. So now that I can't eat from it, you should still give me half because after 3 years I would have gotten everything. So now that I'm splitting with you, I should be able to split it with you also before 3 years. Elok, he also Ravin, so therefore when Rava came, he had Reish Lakish saying something else. He said, Amar Reish Lakish, that this is what Reish Lakish taught. Lo shanu ela shenekru begusheyen ubetoch shalosh. He says, when do we say this idea? Only when Lo shanu ela shenekru begusheyen ubetoch shalosh. When do we say this idea? Hold on one second. Just give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I need to pause this for a second. Just give me 1 second.